This video is brought to you by Sim Racing Center.
Today, we're going to be showing you how to go faster at the Japanese Grand Prix, the Suzuka Circuit, an iconic circuit on the Formula 1 calendar. So let's get straight into the lab and break this down. Heading down the start, finish straight now, and we want to get the car over to the left-hand side. Prepare ourselves for this double right-hander. Use all the curb on the left-hand side and get nice and tight on the second apex. Into the S's now, the left, then the right. Nice and tight on the apexes through the first part, and then again through the second. But don't take too much curb on the inside of the corner, otherwise it will unsettle the car. Now, go through the power as you rise up the hill of the Dunlop curb, getting it back over to the left-hand side, ready for the two Degners. All the curb on the inside and on the outside of that corner, but not too much on Degner 2, otherwise you will unsettle the car. Use the camber through that corner. Now get the car straight-lined as you head into the braking zone for the left-hand hairpin, using fourth gear to minimize the wheel spin off the exit of the corner and really hug this right-hander as you head now down towards the spoon curve. Getting on the brakes just after the 50-meter board, using all the exit on the spoon, and then get it tucked back over to the second apex of the spoon curve. Now, back foot all the way to the floor as you rise up the hill, getting yourselves ready for an incredible corner of 130R. Throw the car in, no need to lift at all. Keep it at 8th gear and then get the car over to the left-hand side, braking before the 100-meter board. Take a little bit of curb on the first part, but then a lot of curb for the last part, and then really hug the corner all the way on the right-hand side to maximize your time and come across the line. There we go, a lap. Thank you very much to Sim Racing Center for that one. It was 50th in the leaderboards. Now, let's break this down once again, but a little bit more for you guys. This is where we're going to be hitting on the brakes at the first corner. Really attack the first corner, throw it in and on the brakes quite late, as you're pretty much through the first part of the corner, but it's all about the second part of the corner here at Japan. Then maximize the exit, and then once again just a little dab of brake after the first part of the S's. The first part of the S's you can just lift off through there, but the second part you need to dab the brake ever so slightly. Keep it through 5th gear, through the left once again, just a little bit of lift off the throttle, and then once again through the right hander, a dab of brake, keeping it in 5th gear as you enter the corner. Get the car back over to the right-hand side, and then just gradually increase the throttle as you head through Dunlop curve, keeping it on the left-hand side, braking just at the 50-meter board, really late into this corner, but you want to be really aggressive. Little dab of brake, use the curb on the inside and on the outside, and again, here you are hitting the brakes ready for Degner 2. And there's a bit of camber on the corner, it dips on the inside, so don't use too much curb, use the track instead to help you flow through the corner there. Now, this is a tricky one. It's quite hard to pick your braking reference for the hairpin, but this is around about where you want to be braking for this corner, dropping it down into about 3rd gear and then up into 4th on exit. Again, like I said, to minimize the rear wheel slip through that corner, hugging this right hand. It's not really a corner in the dry, but it is in the wet. You have to be very careful through there in the wet as we head now down into spoon curve, braking just after the 50-meter board from 8th gear, dropping it down into 5th, using a bit of curb on the right-hand side. And again, a little dab of brakes as we head through the second part of the spoon curve. Dropping it down into 4th and then back up into 5th. You short shift to, again, minimize rear wheel spin, as this is a really important part of the circuit. It's flat out now all the way to the Casio triangle, heading through the left-hander, using all the curb on the inside, and then just really try and get the car over to the left-hand side as early as you possibly can. Braking now, actually before the 100-meter board. You're arriving at this corner at 310 kph, so hard on the brakes, get it tucked in for the right hand of the Casio triangle. Then again, using all of the curb on the left, nice and tight now on the right-hand side as you come down to the line, and that is a lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, before we get into the setup, let's have a little word from our sponsors, Sim Racing Center.
Sim Racing Center offers the best and latest F1 22 league racing setups to make sure your car is running as fast as it can. Combined with the race preparations they sell, which shows tire data, the best strategy, and a lot more to ensure you will slap the competition and be on top of your game. With these products, all you need to do is focus on your driving. If that's something you struggle with though, get a one-to-one coaching session with esports or Esport Academy drivers. Sim Racing Centre also offers race engineers like you have seen on the League Racing series that I run on this channel, who will help you live during the race with your best strategy. Now, this is a company that I use for all of my setups. When it comes to setting up the car, I'm absolutely clueless. So these guys point me in the right direction to go as fast as I possibly can. And if you want to stay up to date with the best setups, make sure you use the code Hayden at checkout for 10% off.
Let's take a look at the setup then for this circuit. Starting off with the aerodynamics, 25 on the front wing, 18 on the rear, keeping that for time trial and also online as well. Heading over to the transmission, 50 for the transmission in time trial, but heading into race online, you want to put the off throttle to 52. Suspension geometry, that's going to be the same as we've always seen, right, left on all of those parts. Then moving over to the actual suspension, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, 6, and that's going to help you maximize your time around this circuit. Brakes, same as usual, 100%, 50% on the brakes. And then as for the tires, this is where it's going to be slightly different. So 23.3 on the fronts, 23.0 on the rears. That's a time trial setup. If we're heading over to online races though, you want to put 22.5 on the front tire pressures and 21.0 on the rears. Well, there we go. That is the setup for the Japanese Grand Prix. We hope that helps you go even quicker and beat your friends on F1 22. Big shout out to Sim Racing Centre for sending over the Hotlap, the setup, and also for sponsoring this video. And remember, use the code Hayden at checkout for 10% off. But that is it for today's video. Make sure you subscribe for more, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.